Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2019 general reading. We're looking at the first half of May from the 1st through the 15th. Thank you to everyone for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers, any first timers, and welcome back to any regular followers and subscribers. And thanks for all of your support, feedback, and comments. Thanks to all of my clients out there as well, both regular and new. For all the busyness with personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor always and a pleasure always. Thank you so much. And if any of you are interested in setting up a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can click on the description bar below for more info and contact details. You can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button there for more info and contact details. And please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more info the same day or the first 24 hours, and scheduling is pretty good too. I do readings full-time. About 6 days a week now. It is the sum total of what I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to get you a reading as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. All right, let's get right into this reading. This is for the fire sign of Leo, our lovely lions, for the first half of May 2019. Let's see what's in store for Leo for the first half of May 2019, May 1st through the 15th, for our lovely lions. Okay, Leo, we begin with the Three of Wands, followed by the Queen of Cups. For the second week, we have the Empress and the Page of Cups. Lovely reading. And from the bottom of the deck, your crowning card representing the overall energy and focus for the first half of May, we have the Lovers. So it looks like for many of you, a relationship is going to be significant, or a relationship choice or decision is going to be significant for you in the first part of May. Your overall energy is the Lovers, which typically represents a very connected relationship, if not a soulmate or twin flame type of relationship. Very passionate, very connected. There's no lack of heat between these two people, but it often represents making a choice. In the early tarot decks, this was called the Choice, not the Lovers, and it showed a man standing in front of two women. The implication being that an important choice was going to need to be made, which was going to significantly affect the lives of everyone involved. Now, I always clarify that doesn't necessarily mean there's a three-party situation here. It often doesn't. Sometimes it does. It might be the case for some of you because it's a general reading. We always advise you check your rising and moon sign and Venus sign videos as well, because general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody. For many of you, it's a significant decision either about a relationship or a decision perhaps in another part of your life that's going to affect your primary or significant relationship. So that's the overall focus for many of you for the first half of May 2019. Let's pull a clarifying card for that Lovers, that Choice card. Let's see what that's about. So that choice or decision is about the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, and this is about earth is the element which governs the suit of Pentacles, and this often manifests in the earthly part of our life in things that we can see and touch and feel: money, finances, property, real estate, assets, etc. So Pentacles, if you could sum it up, is about the stability, security, longevity of the actual structure of our life. It's sometimes called the inheritance card, family money, family business, family property, family estate, and the longevity and health of such things. So whatever this choice or decision is about, for a lot of you, for many of you, it may be about the longevity, the stability, the long-term stability and longevity of the relationship. Where are we at? Where are we going? Do we want to move forward if there's a moving forward to be done? And if so, how do we do that? Are we both on the same page for what we want long term? How do we increase the stability and structure of our relationship? And it could be about the relationship itself. For some of you, It might be that this decision or choice has to do with some other area of your life that's going to affect the relationship. Sometimes this can be about property, family money. Could be about an actual inheritance issue that will affect the life of the relationship. It could be about maybe buying or selling your home as well. Looks like it will significantly, which of course would significantly impact your relationship, particularly if you live together or if you're married. So whatever the choice or decision is for many of you, it's about how to either attain or maintain and continue building the stability and longevity of your relationship. Now, around the first week or so, of course, timing being somewhat fluid, this could be a little before, a little after, but around this time of the first week of May, we have the Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups. It's a nice combination of cards. So the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles, in terms of the overall focus, would imply that there will be some kind of reflection, contemplation about this relationship and its long-term future and health, which would imply also that there will likely, for many of you, be conversations between you and your partner about this as well. The Three of Wands is a great card. The Three of Wands is a card about beginning to see small goals met on the way to achieving a long-term goal or a big vision or dream that you have. It represents having put some work into it and you're waiting to see that pay off. And while you're waiting, you're seeing the efforts of the work that you've done already beginning to pay off, beginning to manifest. It's still early on in the path because we're at a 3 here, and 10s represent cycle completion or coming full circle, that achievement. So 3s, we're still pretty early on in the path, but it's very positive. You're waiting to see what the ship brings back in. You've seen some positive manifestations in this relationship, and you're looking forward at the future. What are we looking at in the future? Because to me, it feels like this focus on the relationship is where you're going, where you're headed, what the long-term, what the potential, if there is potential, what the long-term potential of this relationship moving forward. Are we going to move in together? If we are we going to get engaged or get married or start a family? Again, for some of you, this might be just about the home structure itself. Where are we going with this? Should we move into our first home? Should we buy this home? Should we sell this home, etc.? But it's part of a plan that's about building the long-term safety and security of the relationship. Now, what clarifies the Three of Wands is the Queen of Cups. Now, for some of you, this might represent a water sign person, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or somebody who manifests like the Queen of Cups. It may represent an actual person that's influential in the first half of May in the relationship. Court cards can sometimes represent people, and sometimes they just represent the energetic meaning of the card. For many of you, I feel like it's just the energy of the Queen of Cups, and you're being asked to kind of keep this energy in mind or manifest this energy. So Queens and Kings represent individuals who have mastered their suit, meaning that they have matured and evolved and grown beyond the young, immature, childlike energy of the page, that spontaneous, impulsive energy of the knight, and they've reached king and queen status, which means that they've reached a point of self-control and self-mastery over the character traits that are typical or inherent to their suit. This is the Queen of Cups. Cups is water energy. That's the element which governs the suit. And in the tarot, water energy is emotional energy. It's about our emotional landscape, our feelings. It's the area of our life that deals with relationships. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's very loving, nurturing, supportive, a great wife, mother, friend. She always knows the right thing to say. She's a great source of comfort and stability. She's very nurturing and loving, and she's very spiritual, very in touch and sensitive with her own emotions and with the emotions of the people around her, and she expresses those. She's very open with expressing those emotions, but at the same time, she's a queen, so she doesn't always wear them on her sleeve, and she doesn't allow her emotions to control her, which means that she would yo-yo up and down. This is somebody who's emotionally balanced and in control of her emotions while being loving and nurturing at the same time. And I feel like many of you are being asked to kind of manifest this energy and be kind of, in regards to looking forward in the future, be very positive and hopeful about the future. Be emotionally supportive, particularly verbally as well, with your partner when you're talking about where the relationship is and where you hope that it will go and where you want it to go. especially because the Queen of Cups is sitting next to the Page of Cups, who's very almost childlike about expressing love and emotions as well. So I feel like, particularly in the first half of May, perhaps some conversation is needed with your partner in regards to what is the best thing possible for everybody involved in this relationship moving forward, about your goals for the future. And I feel like the first half of May is the perfect time to actually express that as well. And I'm getting this message maybe for some of you, if you've been going through, if the relationship has been going through a bit of a difficult time, maybe you've had some problems in the recent past that you've been trying to deal with, maybe it's hit kind of a stagnant space. I think the first half of May is time to kind of bring up, where are we going next? And I want to, I want to make sure that we stay stable long term, because it feels like there's a great deal of love and caring between the two of you. And I just feel like Spirit is kind of asking you to be more emotionally expressive and supportive and more open and honest emotionally about your feelings, and particularly about where you want the relationship to go moving forward. And that May is a good time to do it, because, or at least the first half of May, because we have the Empress and the Page of Cups around the second week, the middle or so of May. The Empress is a card of fertility. Sometimes it can represent literal fertility. So if some of you are, if one of the things you're discussing is about the future of the marriage, maybe starting a family or adding to your family, this is a good fertile time for that. Forewarned is forearmed if you don't want that. Because fertility means that the time is right to plant seeds, to begin to manifest and grow something that you're hoping will come to full fruition in the future. And it's sitting next to the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about waiting for future goals to manifest. You're putting the work in, you're seeing some positive manifestations, and now is the time to actually start planting seeds. The Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups is about being very open emotionally and very verbally expressive, while at the same time, not being overly emotional in terms of the Queen of Cups she's a pro at being that person that always knows the right thing to say. She's very in tune with her emotions and sensitive to her emotions and other people, but she doesn't allow her emotions to rule her, which would make her kind of an emotional yo-yo. And the Page of Cups expresses his love and his feelings just completely because he has that young page energy. So it looks like, Leo, that for many of you, the first half of May is a good time to have these discussions with your partner and to talk about, how much you care about each other, and all the positive aspects of the relationship up to date, and how to move forward in a very positive way, particularly for those of you who may have had some distance kind of creep up between you and your partner as well. Let's pull a last couple of clarifying cards or advice. It feels like it's a good time to start moving forward again, especially those of you who have felt stuck or have been maybe in a bit of a difficult space and not knowing where the relationship is going. It's a good time to talk about it in the first half of May. We have the Six of Cups and the Ace of Cups, so it's peace and healing and restoration and emotional renewal here too. And there may be travel coming up later on in the month of May for one of you or two of you as well. Some of your plans, when you talk about the future, some of your plans may involve travel or moving too. With that Ten of Pentacles can represent, maybe setting up a home base somewhere else as well. And, how do you work that out? Healing and moving towards a place of emotional renewal in this relationship, whether you're coming out of a stuck, stagnant place or a very difficult time too. It looks like this is the time for conversation, talking about the future, what you want, and making decisions about that. So Leo, that pretty much wraps up your May 2019 general reading. The first half of May anyway. We'll see what comes up in the May mid-month, where we take a look at the second half. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful and useful. Again, if any of you are interested in scheduling a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can just click on the description link below the little description bar below for more info. You can email me directly at Maggie_McGuire@gmail.com. I do love and romance, of course, compatibility readings, where I do a compatibility spread to see about a specific relationship and the energies between two people. I do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming and all the main areas of your life over a 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you want to look. A variety of general free flow readings, career, work, and finance, as well as investment readings as well. So a few things to choose from. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. There's a few different reading options on Instantgo, but a lot of people find it particularly useful for getting quick answers to the quick, easy, simple questions when you don't want to wait for a traditional reading. But more in-depth and more complicated issues, of course, a traditional reading is best. So I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Leo, for the May 2019 mid-month readings. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care. Bye-bye.